So just a few thoughts about this weapon. It is a Glock 26 Generation 4. I don't know if you can see that. I chose this because a friend of mine who also has an FFL recommended this platform for concealed carry, and that was what I was intending to do. I made a couple of modifications to this weapon. Very simple. They don't really affect the operation of the gun. The first and the least expensive was this Pearce PG-G4 Plus magazine extender. It adds 2 rounds to the capacity of the mag, although I really still don't load it much more than 10 or 11 rounds anyway, but it also gives you a little bit of something to hang on to get a little bit of grip on the gun, even though it is a subcompact. Second thing I did was Crimson Trace laser, which kind of lets you see where you're aiming, which for an old guy like me is probably a good thing. And those were the 2 choices I made here. People say do night sights, but I actually like the sight that comes with the Glock, even though it's a kind of a plastic, and but it's square. It's easy to see. Matter of fact, most of my shooting at the range was done with that sight without any issues at all. So I'm pretty happy with that. The reason I chose the laser over night sights is because, because I'm an old guy, and also because the cost wasn't that much different. I mean, you think about it, I think a good set of night sights is probably $100, $125 installed, and you can get these lasers on sale for right around $200. So the difference didn't seem that significant to me, and I thought the value of being able to see where your bullet is going to go had a little more, was a little more exciting for me than just a different kind of sight. Getting this thing on was a bit of a challenge, but I was able to do it with just a little bit of pressure on the side of the magazine and using this little screwdriver to kind of pry off the case without pressing too hard. I've seen videos of people using channel locks and all kind of crazy things. I think you could probably permanently damage the magazine if you use something other than your fingers on the side of this to remove this floor plate. So my recommendation is do it with just a screwdriver if you can. It's better to pry against this. This is steel lined. It's not going to distort. But if you start squeezing on this, there's a potential you can permanently damage this mag. I'm pretty certain. I've seen guys with all kind of crazy apparatus on here squeezing against this with mechanical pressure, and I just don't think that's a great idea. You're liable to lose this floor plate, during a situation where you need your bullets. So my recommendation is only use hand pressure on this, and something like a carbide tip screwdriver to just kind of pop through that hole and pry that off. That's all the pressure you need. I've been cleaning with this stuff, which is a Tetra gun. It has a little bit of a solvent in there, kind of like a Hoppies or something, and a little bit of polymer that it leaves behind. So it's a CLP. Gives you a nice little light lubrication. For a polymer gun, you don't need anything really aggressive. This gun runs really good dry. I put about 300 or 400 rounds through this thing without a single failure to feed, failure to fire, any of that stuff. So it's been really good with that. I got this little guy here from Fox. This is a guy in Detroit. It's kind of a small operation made in America. And it's got a nice piece of vegetable tan leather on the back and some Kydex in front. It's about a medium retention, so it's not too, you can draw it out of there fairly easily, but you also it also will hold the gun pretty well. If you get inverted or something, or you're running, it won't just come flying out of there. So that's kind of neat. That's my thoughts so far on this stuff. I'll let you know as I get more rounds cycled through this how I like it. A lot of people do the slide release or the extended slide release. I don't believe in that. I think it's just something you're likely to hit in a stress situation and potentially dump the slide on an empty mag. I like the way Glock kind of has this up out of the way where you're not going to hit it. And most folks shooting in a situation where you need to rack the slide, you just tug on the back of the slide to drop the slide anyway. You don't rarely ever use that for anything other than a decoration. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.